goddess, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. I am doing good, but I'm a little peeved today, okay? Sorry about the yitties. You can see the yitties, and I'm sorry, and they're kind of awkward because I have to get like a lift and a lift. Can't afford it, so I have to wait until I have money. Speaking of money, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about something that is pissing me off, okay? I have been plagued this week by Underconsumption core on TikTok, and it really rubs me the wrong way, okay? I'm glad at the end of the day that people who have an excess of money, have an excess of stuff, are at least posing like they're getting rid of all their stuff or doing hopefully something good with it. Maybe if they are actually getting rid of it, I hope they're giving it to like charity or something. Like take it to the Salvo down the street, you feel me, or the Goodwill. But it rubs me the wrong way because that's just how most people live right now. Like, I understand, and I think it's ironic or like maybe even hypocritical of me to sit here because I am trying to be like a creator or I don't want to say influencer. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't know what that means, and I don't like the connotation behind that word. I just want to hopefully at some point make a living off of what I have passion for right now, which is creating content and playing games and streaming it and having like this little community that I've built that I love so much. And like, if I can make that my career eventually, I'm like over the moon. That is like the dream, right? But even when that happens, and I think it will, and I feel like if you have any kind of dream or hobby or anything that you're passionate about that you want to make into a career, think that to yourself constantly, that you can do it, you know? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked as normal. This is kind of an unscripted, off the pill kind of rant, okay? I am frustrated with the underconsumption core thing because I don't know if anyone is in as much kind of turmoil, I guess, as I am financially. But I've mentioned before previously on my channel, on my streams, that I am in just financial desperation at this point, which is I'm not like gonna ever ask for money or do anything like that ever. But the point of it being that with essentially everything that I have worked so hard to achieve, that my husband and I have worked so hard to achieve, working our asses off to get where we are, and then in the last 8 months have just been threatened constantly with all of that being taken away. And it's really hard mentally, physically, otherwise. It's been incredibly challenging to keep hope, you know? And I do not want to get emotional in this video. I really don't. But to see on TikTok people bragging about things that a lot of us have just been doing for years, like things that we can't help because we can't afford things like paper towel, okay? And all of this comes from me being fired wrongfully in January, where everything now is at risk because not only did they fire me, but then they refused to give me unemployment. So I had to get a lawyer. I have to do all these things. And these are things that no matter if you have a safety net, it's almost impossible. Like, it's pretty much impossible, but we've been making it work, doing what we have to do, asking for help when we need it, which is horrible, and I hate it a lot. I have prided myself my whole adult life on how well I got out of the hole I was kind of born and raised into, and making something of our life, you know, like getting stable housing and never having to worry about the power getting turned off or not having groceries in the fridge. And all of that is still I'm doing my best to keep it that way. But seeing people cosplay as being poor, like I am, pisses me off. I just don't like it. I just don't understand how out of touch influencers or creators or whoever seem to be, and I assume most of them did not come from humble beginnings, essentially. Like, they had to have rich parents, or they were born into some kind of nepo situation where they had someone to get them into some kind of industry or whatever, because it just seems like it's coming from people who have had money. Like, they've never had to worry about those things. They've never had to eat nothing but fucking ramen, hamburger helper, and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Or just bread, you know, and like canned corn. Like, it's giving very out of touch. Like, it just is, and it pisses me off. And I know I said it already, but it feels for me very personal because of what I've been through recently and what I went through as a child. But it's just, it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Is there ever going to be a time when rich people, first of all, don't cosplay as us, the majority, essentially, at this point? I feel like most of us are fucking struggling to keep our heads above water, and that might be untrue, but I feel like it's at least kind of true. Like, the middle class is now the lower class, and we're all just kind of fucked, and I was never the middle class in the first place, and I feel like right when I got there, almost, they were like, nah, fuck you, go back down. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, I just don't know if wealthy people are ever going to get it. Like, and not all of them. I mean, in the sense of wealthy people who were born wealthy, who have been wealthy forever. Like, if you didn't have to worry about those things, if you didn't have to worry about the power going off or getting evicted when you were a kid or now or anything, it's like they just don't understand how actually terrible it is right now in this economy, in the world we're living in. Like, I can't get groceries for my house for 2 weeks without spending $1,000. So then you just figure out how to be really good at budgeting and those things. But like, I'm just going off on so many tangents, but I don't know. It's like, and I've said it so many times on my streams, but when I get there, like I always say, I try to just put it out into the universe. When I get there, when I get to the point of not having to worry about those things, first of all, I'll be doing a lot better mentally, I think. But second of all, I cannot imagine spending money on frivolous shit. It always feels like, who is this for? Because I don't get it. Like, I don't get it, and I don't see how people see it as relatable, and I'm guessing they're, like, wealthy or well-off as well, because even, like, Rocket Money sponsorships, like, I'm not saying I wouldn't take one if I was ever offered one, okay? I'm so sorry, but I have to say that. I might be a sellout, but I need money, okay? You have no idea. Anyway, it's like... it's like... I'm always just like, who's this for? Who has a bill that they don't know about that comes out of their account? If that happened to me, it would be fucking catastrophic. Like, we can't afford some random subscription to something or some random something coming out of our account. Like, that is food on the table or toilet paper or diapers, like I said. Like, and I'm always just sitting there like, who the fuck is this ad for? I don't get it. I don't get it. And this overconsumption or underconsumption core thing very much makes me feel that way. It makes me feel like, okay, this is a fucking reach, okay? And I'm telling you, it's coming from a very personal space or place that I'm in right now, where it just feels like they're mocking those of us that are here where I'm at, struggling, like head underwater, desperately gasping for air. I have this blended family, this beautiful family that I built. I took in all my siblings, okay? And thinking, oh, shit. Calm down, bitch. Okay. Thinking about losing my home. I spend every single day worrying that I'm going to lose my house, okay? And I can't. I have built myself from nothing, and I live in fear every day that it's all going to be taken. And I just don't understand who this content is for. Like, I just don't. And if you are wealthy, I just said a second ago, I know that at some point, no matter what, because I'm a fucking hard worker and I'm dedicated to what I do because of my kids, because I love my family so much, and I love my kids so much, and I love my kids so much, and I wanted them to have the basic things that I did not have growing up, and I've worked so hard to accomplish that, right? So if you are wealthy, right, do you know anyone in your life who isn't? Like, do you? And that's just a genuine question. Like, do you? Like, when I make it big, I say that all the time. I'm sorry, I'm trying to cheer myself up now that I made myself cry on camera. When I make something of myself and I don't have to worry about losing the home I worked so hard to get, and we're stable and we're good and we have extra money to do extra things, I'm not going to go out and buy a fucking bag. I'm not going to go out and buy these things. I'm going to find someone anywhere, online, in person, someone on the side of the road, and I'm going to hand them as much money as I have. Like, because, dude, like, people are struggling. Like, the shit is not for content. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's real. It's not like, you can't go on the fucking internet, on TikTok, on Jeff Bezos' internet, and cosplay as being poor and be like, oh my god, I did something. Like, fuck you. I'm sorry, but like, fuck you, dude. And if you are wealthy, or were born wealthy and you're well off and whatever, get some perspective. Go to, like, I'm thinking of cities I'm from, like, I don't know, go to cities in your area where they're not doing so hot, like where there's a homeless shelter, something. Do something useful with your money. Do something helpful. I just don't fucking get it. I cannot imagine having $20,000 extra dollars when I made $30,000 a year at my job. Having $20,000 extra dollars and going, I'm gonna buy this handbag. If it was extra, dude, first of all my bills would be paid up years in advance because I hate worrying about that shit. It triggers me so bad from my childhood and being evicted and being homeless and all this shit over and over and over again until I turned 18. And if all of that was already taken care of and I had extra money, I would hand it out like goddamn candy to everyone. Because, like, I maybe you need that perspective of having that rough childhood and having to just struggle your entire life and work your ass off for pennies on the fucking dollar. Maybe you need that life experience to understand the actual value of a dollar. But, like, I cannot imagine being wealthy and not giving it to people who are in my position right now. Because I hope to not be there, obviously, but I don't know. I just really wanted to get that rant out for a second. I don't know. It's, I've had a stressful week and I just felt like I'd talk about it, I guess. So, if you're in a situation like mine, I'm sorry. And I hope it gets better for you really soon. I do. And I hope it gets better for me. And I'm working my ass off to get there. And I hope you remember that you're an absolute goddess, and you have a good day.